Kid Larsen here from Smart House Electric. This video here, I'm going to show you how to control one of these 3WG2 wireless timers with another one. And this is something you will do if you have to remote control from a distance and you only have one or two machines. Then you can choose to have just a set of these as a control, where you can set time with one and the customer can press start on the other one, and actually that would start the tanning bed. So we're gonna have to create what's called a master and slave relationship between them and make them communicate with one another. And so first we got to put some power on here. I'm using this power supply here instead of the power supplies that comes with the timers. Doesn't really matter. This system works on from 9 to 12 volts, either AC or DC, so it's very lenient. It has what's called a rectifier right as you go into the board, if you're pretty well versed on the electrical side. And so let's turn them on here. We're going to program them now. And so in order to program them, it is important that you don't connect them with the communication between one another, because that will make it so that it will block you from accessing the programming mode. So let's say that we want to send time with this one. This is the one that's at our front desk, and so to program it, we hit the start and the up key at the same time. Basically go to 0.1 and we release. This is our address field. And in order to change that parameter, we have to press start. And see, this one was originally set for room number 3. What we need to do now is to set it to 0. Like that. And what that's going to do is that this timer now is going to look for another timer with room number 1. And so we store it, and now to get out we press the up and down key, and look at that, it says 8, and once in a while it will be beeping. Now it's looking for a mate. So now let's make a mate. So here we have the other timer. We also got to enter the address field, start and up key, like that. 0.1. Press start to get into the parameter, and then we go down to 1, so room number 1, and start to store it. And then to get out, we hit the up and down key. So now we need to connect, and so you can see that we have 3 connecting points. We have 1 for wireless, and then we have 2 for the daisy chain. And here it doesn't matter which one you use, they're the same. So let's plug one into a random one. It's still looking. And the same thing over here. We can pick any one we want. And look at that. It found its mate. So now we can take this timer over here and add whatever time we want. Let's say we want 3 minutes. Press start, and we will have 3 minutes on the other timer. And now the client can hit the start button. They're not able to put on or take away any time. They don't have that control. The one at the front desk has that control, but they can hit the start button and start the time. And you are able to see the progress at the front desk. So that's how you make this communication. Now, if you only have one set like this, you have one control at the front, and you have one in the room, you could go wireless. So let me show you that real quick. Let's disconnect it again here. And you can see our timer here lost communication. It's back to 8. So let's see. Here with the wireless. Let's use the wireless port and plug that in. Our antenna. And the same one in the other one. And here, back again, communicating. If you had to go a really long distance with this on the wireless, this can really tease, or if you have some kind of interference on your wireless. Now, you might not be able to solve that, but a way that you can possibly solve it is by changing the frequency of the antennas. It is, of course, important that they have the same frequency set up on both of them. How you do that is that you disconnect it from power. Then you take a small screwdriver and stick it in here so you can open it up. And inside of here is the actual board. And as you can see down here, we lost communication, of course. And then here on this side, you see there's some jumpers. You can take one of these out and create whatever combination that you want. And you got to make sure you mirror it on the other timer and do the same thing. So that they can see each other, so they are on the same frequency. But changing that frequency might just get you away from that interference that you have in your salon. Now, if you do have 2 sets of these timers and you don't have a possibility for wired, you could take the chance and just change the frequencies and play around with that and run on 2 different frequencies. The reason why I'm saying it's taking a chance is because those frequencies are relatively close to one another. So there's a very good chance that one timer's frequency is going to interfere with the other one. And so the system is not going to work. But it's worth a shot sometimes because the routing of the wires is very difficult. But maybe in that case, you could choose to wire the one that's a little bit less difficult and then go wireless on the other one. Then it's in that case, it won't interfere. So that's it. That's how you do a master and slave, so that you can have 2 of these where you can have a master control at the front and a slave control at the machine. And lastly, I want to say that if a machine has Tmax protocol built in, let's say on an Ergoline bed you have an IntelliTan timer, or you have any kind of Tmax product in your machine, you can just put that machine to parameter number 1 or to address number 1 and this one at 0, and it will do the same thing. So one of these will again be looking for bit number 1, and so you don't have to have another Tmax wall timer to communicate with, as long as the timer in the other end is also Tmax. One of these set to 1 in the address would be able to communicate with it. That's it for that subject, and thank you for watching.